but we are recording. We're live in the building.
We're live.
We're live. Folks, I want to welcome you to River Under the Bridge podcast. I'm Preston Olson.
And I'm Joe Perry.
Joe, we have a great show lined up tonight. I know we're excited about it.
We're very excited. We got a really good show lined up.
Woo!
It feels good to be back. Another show.
It feels good.
Another week, another show, another upload. I don't know. How do you feel?
I'm feeling good about it.
Now, people, if you haven't checked out our website, please go check it out. RiverSTMarketing.com. Preston has his new blog up. The best state to live in.
No, the title is Best State for a Stoner.
Okay, so I'm obviously a horrible friend.
We're going to get on something that I feel like we've neglected in the shows past, and it's the Blackhawks and the need that we really need to talk about some Blackhawks, because I'm watching them, and it's just something that we haven't talked about, but I think we've been having so much fun with everything else that it just hasn't come up. It's going to start the show off. Blackhawks talk. 45-20. I mean, this is a great team right here.
Yeah, it is. Probably my favorite NHL hockey team.
Yeah, that's a big thing coming from you too. I'm a big fan of the Blackhawks. See, they won yesterday against Ottawa, 2-1. There's still a lot of people talking about the incident the other night that happened where Corey Crawford, the goalie for the Blackhawks, took a slap shot to the upper body, the head, and it wasn't good. Didn't look good at all, and he stayed in.
Right.
Medical staff came out. He's in. And I just look at that and I say, it's not worth your life.
No, because
it's not worth your life.
Even after the game, he was out for, I don't think he didn't play last night.
When you brought it up, I was like, oh, I didn't think they played tonight.
I think they mean upcoming Friday.
Toronto, but I don't know. Right now, I haven't seen anything, especially looking around or from any sources listed, that says either way if he's playing or not.
Right.
So that is what it is. But as the Blackhawks as a whole, I mean, you're looking at a team that got Johnny Oduya back.
Yes.
Big Oduya fan. Was very sad to see him go. So sad. A great asset to the team, a great playmaker, and they let him go. Now he's back, and he looks good. He's healthy. He's on the ice. He's moving good. I mean, he looks like he never left, to me. They play Toronto. They're going to play Toronto tomorrow.
Yep.
So that'll be a big game.
That will be a big game. They're usually a good game.
It's always a good game. Always a fun game to watch. Anytime the Blackhawks play Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Toronto, Washington, those are really big power games. Really big power play games. And then Detroit. Can't forget Detroit. Because the Red is, the bad blood there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The bad blood between Detroit and Chicago when it comes to
wow. Wow. My blood just started boiling right there. I got shivers down my back, and I just thought,
I feel for Detroit, because they just keep watching Chicago repeatedly get there and win. Just shut everybody down. So I think it's a great thing that the Blackhawks are doing this great. This is a credit to their coaching staff. Joe Quenneville, great coach. Greatest hockey coach in the league right now, in my opinion. Wholeheartedly, in my opinion, greatest hockey coach right now.
Yeah,
So
I'd agree. I'd agree. He's up there. There's a few familiar faces, but he's
I
up
think he
there.
is. Yep, he definitely is. But Joe,
Yes.
we're going to talk about something that is not really got a lot of press, but rightfully so. It still has a lot to prove, and that is the company Nintendo has sold 1.5 million Nintendo Switch units in the first week.
Now that's good numbers, Preston.
It's good
That's really
numbers.
good numbers. 1.5 million units in the first week. They're pricing them at $299.99, and
Yes.
they're more expensive where you go. Here in Canada, you're looking a little closer to maybe even $500, especially if you get like a game included. Uh, but right now in America, $299 get you the Nintendo Switch, and so if you do the math, they killed it. That's 1 week. They killed it.
They did right. It's been over a week now since the release, obviously. But now is Nintendo's chance to bring back those people they lost with the Wii. Because remember when the Wii came out and it sold in the first week all these units and it was on a roll, and then you looked at the capability of it and it just
Yeah.
wasn't there. Wasn't meant to
People
be.
really haggled it and
It was
gave it a bad
sad.
rep, Preston.
It
They
was
gave it a
sad.
really bad rep, man.
They gave it a really bad rep, man. And they have a chance now with the Nintendo Switch. I think it's a beautiful console, well put together. The marketing behind it has been solid,
Yeah.
and I mean I can't say enough good things about it because I'm buttering it
Right.
up right now. It's really a thing. But kudos to them, kudos to the sales department and everybody at Nintendo. Hopefully they can be consistent with their gaming community and bring people into the console with exclusive games, cool sport games that get you active. I mean, that's what we're looking for here.
Nintendo's always been
You know,
notorious for that. If you look back on everything, they're really innovative with how they come up with their new systems or how they're going to involve new consumers and a new crowd or a new generation, more importantly, because the new generation is the
they're one of the
consumers.
leading companies in innovation. I agree with you.
So Nintendo Switch does nothing like it, and I can't wait to
No,
get
there's
my
nothing
hands
like it.
on one and play Zelda.
Yeah, it's gonna be so sweet. I can't wait for it. I've seen it in the store, in the GameStop, and I was really impressed.
Yeah, the GameStop here they wanted like $400 or $500.
It's a pretty decent premium on those right now. Pretty
You know
good
what I'm saying? I
premium
might
on
as well
those
just
right
get a
now.
Japanese version.
Yeah, might as well just buy a car. Buy a used car.
No motor
No,
or
don't need that.
seats, or the
We're gonna
motor, but
run it
a
on
car.
moonshine. Gonna put a lawnmower motor in it. Just be a cruiser.
PT Cruiser.
It's real high powered lawnmower. And just use it
Something
cruising
like
around it.
3.0 horsepower.
Hey, something like 3.0 horsepower. Hey, here we can run this. Hey, you take it up the mountain here. You might fall back down though.
But yeah, Nintendo Switch. Good first week. Good first month. Keep it going.
Feeling good about the Switch. Joe, we're moving on. Mark Cuban offers President Obama 10% of the Mavericks.
Wow.
Joe, is he asking for help?
I think you know what? I think this is a move by Mark where he just wants to have fun. He just wants to have fun, and he wants
Okay.
to involve
All right.
an ex-president in something that he's in. Um, Barack has always said he wants involvement in the NBA, but would it be like this? Would it be like owning a team? Was he thinking about? I don't know. What do you think? Just
I mean, I think it's a reach, and when you look at the deal and 10% owner, He would get a nice stake in the company for $100 million.
But I don't even. Where does the president get all that money
I don't
from?
know. I just think it's out of his ballpark. I mean, and it's not to say like, oh, he's the president, he can do anything. It's like, no,
I
that's not
know.
true. That's never been true. So the thing with him is if you just got out of a job where you're looking at the hardest job in the country. So now you're going to get into a job where it's very tough and it's in an environment where you're going to take a lot of heat for when things go wrong.
Right.
So once you sign up for that, there's no sympathy for you or feeling bad for you now that you've assumed that role and you're going to play the part. Do I think he could do a good job? Absolutely.
Agreed. Agreed. No, I
Absolutely.
agreed on
I
that.
think he should do it.
I
I
think he
think he
should
should
do it,
do it,
but
Joe.
we're just gonna break to it. I don't even know if he has that money.
I don't know if he has that money. I think that's a huge price tag. 10%.
A U.S. president earns
That's one of his
400,000.
Shark Tank
Yeah,
deals. That just feels like a Shark Tank deal to me.
that's way bigger than the Shark Tank deal, though. I don't think they in the Dragon's Den or the Shark Tank, they don't offer even a $300 million deal. I don't think I've ever seen that. 300.
Well, I'm saying the 10% stake.
Oh yeah,
That part of the deal, I should specify that part of the particular deal is very Shark Tank like. Here's 10% for, a very high premium, you know. And is it worth it? Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Financially.
I think so too. I would love 10% of a basketball team.
A National Basketball Association team and merchandise, advertisement,
Everything, everything that says Mavericks of it, you
the
have 10% of
scouting,
those shares.
everywhere you go, countries. I mean, this would be huge for former President Obama. But he's always President
Yeah,
Obama.
he's always.
He just he just won't ever hold the seat again. Joe, I think this is a good
Yep.
deal for both
Yep.
parties, and I think financially it's a great deal for Mark Cuban because he can really get some outside help, which is a good thing because bringing in a third
Right.
party opens up doors that it opens up doors you might not have had
Right.
before. Um, but yeah, honestly, Joe, yeah, this is a good deal for him. I think he should do it. But President Obama obviously knows for him, he's gonna make his own choice. But wow, look outside looking in, I would do it.
I
I
say
say run
I
it,
say run it and run fast. If you
run
want
it
to jump,
fast,
if you want to, be with the Lions, be with the Lions.
run it. Sometimes you got to do that.
Well, speaking of Lions, in our
Uh-oh.
last section of our mixed part of the show, we have an announcement in movies, entertainment. The Matrix reboot. Is it in the works? Yes, it is.
It is. It is.
It's in the
Yes.
works. They're gonna do a reboot. Um, New characters. Possibly they're looking at Michael B. Jordan, which I personally think is going to be a really nice fit. Uh, and they actually, some press tried to get some of Keanu Reeves' words on it, and he said he would definitely be interested in the reboot. So, which is cool. Like, usually when there's a reboot, and maybe the main character wouldn't really be into it, but he's into it as long as there's certain people behind the scenes.
Right. That's very
Yeah.
true. And that's we and it goes to what we were talking about for the show where you know Keanu Reeves could work with and I'm just using examples and paraphrasing, but he could use Jerry Bruckheimer as a director and someone else to bring in as a producer, and then you go and look and say, well, yeah, it could work, it could be great, but you have to start over. You have to get to know that person. You have to get to work around that person. When he already knows the people that are going to make him comfortable, bring in the people that he's going to be comfortable around, and be able to get him the money that he knows he's going to get with this particular group of people. And he knows that. So I think that I've seen something interesting here from IGN, and this is coming from Alex Gilliadove. Uh, According to a film's writer, Zach
Okay.
Penn, he took to Twitter to basically just say that this is actually not a reboot. It's something he can't comment on the exact words.
Huh.
So that's where it gets to be a gray area, because he's very adamant about it not being a reboot, but then he doesn't know what else to call it. He's like it's not a reboot or a remake.
So maybe it's like a
So
before or like a after or something. You know what I mean?
right, and I agree with him, because if he's really writing, then he knows. Um, but he said he really came out and said it was inaccurate news.
I see. But regardless, it's in the works, and that's yeah, it's in the works. So
In the works, and I think it's going to be something completely new, but it's going to be the Matrix, but something completely new. And if Keanu Reeves was in there, great, but I don't think it will be. I think he's moved on to other things, and he's doing good at what he has
yep,
going on.
he just did John Wick 2.
It just did John Woo, and I mean, you know, he's done a lot of good movies like that.
Agree, totally agree. Especially in his young
So,
career.
especially, so I know that we're gonna go ahead and move into the face-off,
Yes.
and this week's face-off is gonna be really cool because it's HBO versus Showtime.
Woo!
Woo!
Already tough. It's already tough, eh?
It's already
Don't
steep
even
hill.
have to start digging, and I'm already sweating because this is a tough face-off. And because you know what, folks, we actually take these face-offs. We take every segment serious, and we take the face-off very serious. So we want to when we choose the HBO versus Showtime, that's truly my opinion versus Preston's. It's a
Yeah,
face-off. We're face to face.
we're face to face with it here because I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm a bigger HBO fan.
And I'm going to go out of the gate and agree with you. I am a way bigger HBO fan. But let's just compare some of the series because you know what? They actually both have some really, really good series.
Showtime really has good shows on
You
there.
know, they're doing really good with Billions. The Circus, the one on Trump, Homeland.
Yes.
You know, there's March Madness documentaries and insights. Just tons of great, crazy stuff. But then, on the other hand, with HBO, you'll never go wrong. They're doing things with Vice. They have the hit show Girls, Game of Thrones, obviously, Animals, Ballers with The Rock,
Yep, that's a really good one, especially with The Rock.
Entourage, older but amazing. But yeah, I mean, here's a question for you, Preston.
Shoot.
We get a deal. We get an email, and we have the opportunity to either have an HBO movie coverage us or a Showtime documentary on us. Who do you choose? Who do
Okay.
you choose? They're doing an inside life of what it's like to be a up and coming podcaster.
I would say I'm gonna run the HBO.
I think so too. I wonder which one would offer a bigger budget on the show.
Maybe
Who
Showtime.
knows?
HBO is more prime. Uh, more people watch it. So I would say, they already have so much that Showtime would say, you know what, if you can pull
Yeah.
in the people, we'll open the budget up for
Right.
you. And I say, kind of HBO being like, you know what, if you pull the people in, great. If you don't, well, then you know what it's
Yeah.
be, you know. So that the art of that. But other than that, yeah, I would say HBO. Was what I would take because at least I know there's at least a solid base. It's going to be out there, and it's on me to really make it happen. But is not a bad option at all. I wouldn't turn them
No.
down, but not unless it was for HBO.
Agreed. I agree with you on
Jo-
that one.
Joe, we're moving into the best app
Okay.
feature of the week. The Amazon Chime.
Amazon Chime. I love this app. I love this thing.
I just like how it sounds.
Amazon Chime. It's like the chimes hanging above your door over at Grandma's
Yeah.
house.
Grandma's house, cookies, maybe some cookies going on. Some getting
Grandma's
baked.
cookies right away.
Man, Grandma's always got the best cookies. Oh,
Oh, I
Grandma,
love
how
that
you
cookie
doing?
mix.
Grandma, have you seen this Amazon Chime?
Have you
Have you
seen the
seen this?
Amazon Chime? It's just like Skype, okay, but better. We're talking, you can
Better.
chat, host meetings, set up meetings, schedule meetings, um, send
You can do
files.
it all.
You can do it all, and it's easy to use, and it's by our trusted friends, Amazon.
Nice. I'm loving it.
I like it. Amazon Chime.
I'm loving that Amazon is consistent and they continue to improve and reinvent themselves. And here's another example. The proof is in the pudding, as I like to say.
Nice. I like it.
But I mean, this is big for them, right? This is on the market, something that they're going to see another revenue stream come from.
You know what? Amazon's great. I totally agree.
Just all around a great company.
I like that they don't just stick to just like a resale like an eBay. They didn't just stick to that. They expanded and they tried
Exactly.
different things and they're getting really really good at it.
That's true. They are getting really good at it, and uh, their their ability to grow something that's doesn't get reported enough, but it's something I think is really cool because Amazon, growing is gonna create them doing better is gonna create more jobs. It's gonna
Yeah.
correlate. It will be coordinated. So Joe,
Yes.
that's enough for the Amazon chime. We're moving on to stranger weird things on the
Stranger
web.
weird things on the web. One of my favorites of the show.
IKEA released a hydroponic gardening kit.
Now this is interesting. This is something you're gonna want to go on your computer at home and look this up.
Yes, you're gonna need to look this up because this is totally worth it. You're talking about a year-round garden. Automatically, that's the first thing
Yeah.
that comes to my mind is that I live in a state where it gets cold. You live in a province
Right.
where it gets cold. Guess what? We want a year-round
We
garden.
do.
I don't want a greenhouse, and I don't want to have to deal with all this extra
Right.
stuff. I mean, that's a lot of extra work. And if you're not selling anything out of there, then you're wasting your time because then you're just putting a lot of time and effort into something that's giving you something you don't need to put that time into. So I think this very simple, self-explanatory, a very nice kit. And I mean, IKEA isn't the only one that has these, but I definitely trust IKEA, and I'm very glad that they are now selling a gardening
Yeah.
kit.
I mean, this is so cool. Like, well, basically, just to kind of give you an understanding, it's basically like a big birdhouse, and it has a little
Yep.
light at the top, and you plant, let's say, I don't know, 20 small little plants, and you can do everything from your own spices to you know it's endless. Basically, the
A
opportunities are
potato.
endless. Yeah,
A
tomatoes,
potato.
peppers, whatever, right? So that's cool.
Yep. Good
That
time, good
is
time, and a very fun time. I got a book right now that I'm reading, and it's very interesting. It's called The Garden.
okay. I thought you were gonna say the Magic School Bus.
Oh no. Oh, this is more magical than the Magic School Bus, my friend.
Whoa.
I mean, this puts the Magic School Bus
The
to
only
shame.
the only
Okay.
thing past Magic is Majestic, right?
You know, here's the thing.
Majestic. You're,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, do you see something
I
wrong
don't
with
see
that?
anything wrong with that.
I don't either. Well, Joe, I want one of these.
Me too. And I'm sure people are,
That's where I'm at with it.
yeah.
And I'll tell you right now that as soon as I see something even similar to this, I'm all over it.
Me too.
Joe, you know every week we have to
Yep.
junk
Throw it
something.
out. Trash
We
it.
have to put something in that lonely junk file that's just a file folder that's just sitting there, and something has to go in it.
Yep. It's a junk file. It's something that, not only that, but I usually take my junk file and I incinerate it. So it's
Oh
gone
yeah,
forever.
you basically have to at this
So if
at
we
this
bring it
time.
back, we bring it back from hell. So,
If we do redeem something from the file, then nothing will get put in the junk file.
good theory. So,
Or at least shouldn't be.
with that being said,
I think it's debatable.
Mr. Preston Olson, this week, junk file, 50 Shades Darker.
A true snoozer of a movie. A sleeper of a movie. A boring, drooling, no nail biting will be happening. You will be trying to eat your hands because of the popcorn trips you will be because you will be so pissed if you go see this movie. It's hot garbage. It came off the shelf and it should have went on the shelf.
Wow. Well, it's safe to say you murdered that.
I'm not even done, but I'm just gonna
Thank you.
stop it now.
The people can't
Just
take
gonna slow it down. Yeah, you know what? My blood pressure's pretty high now. And I'm not feeling too good about it. But the 50 Shades Darker, okay? We have 50 Shades too much. Alright? Too many
Yeah.
shades. 50 Shades
too many times.
Darker, 50 Shades of Gray. Too many shades
50
going
times is too many freaking times.
on. That's just too many times. So, Joe, junk file this week.
50 Shades Darker. Gone. Boom.
Put a stamp on it.
And send it out the gates.
Send it out the gate. Don't ever let it back in. I know what you want to talk about next.
Yep.
I know you do.
Yep.
I know.
Something that gets me excited. It's a throwback.
Something that gets the people going. It's the hidden gem of the week.
Sir. Preston, what is it?
Now, you brought this to my attention. I'm going to be happy to introduce this. This is something that is very important that people go and check out. When we tell you something, we only tell you because we've checked it out.
Right.
That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, here's the deal. The hidden gem of the week is Halo 2600 for the Atari, released in 2010. It is an action-adventure video game developed for the Atari 2600 video game console, inspired by the Halo series of video games.
Yeah. And it's cool, isn't it?
That's the coolest.
So,
I watched the gameplay for it, and it is
yeah.
lit.
It's cool.
It actually is not bad at all for
Atari
Atari.
2600, exactly. Like you said you grew up on the Atari, and that would have been perfect. That would have fit in perfect right around that time, no?
In that time, I had an Atari, and I really digged the thing. It was cool, and this would have fit in really nice around that time.
Yeah.
It really would have, because a lot of the games there, which weren't many, very repetitive. This game had a good mixture. A lot of cool different with
Yeah, it
this.
was cool. I really want to get my hands on a copy.
Yeah, I'd love to just have it just, you know, every time I just want to go old school gaming
Yeah,
mode, I could just turn it on and just the
yeah,
sticks.
exactly.
Joe, I've had a lot of fun. I know you got to go to work tomorrow.
Back.
I
Ah,
know I got to get up and get to work. I know that we're gonna run another podcast very soon.
yes,
Um, other than that, I'm gonna leave everybody with a final thought, and then you can go ahead and follow up after that. Is that cool
that's
with you?
more than cool with me, brother.
All right, brother. Final thought of the week. Uh, you know, this really goes back to the junk file, and it is that uh, I want everybody this weekend to best not to throw shade and give it, you know, 48 hours from the moment you wake up tomorrow, and you go ahead and you do your best not to throw shade at anybody, and I believe that's going to give you a better weekend with a shorter weekend because of daylight savings time.
That's right.
Amen, brother.
Hey, that hurts the sleeping patterns.
It hurts. I think it needs to go.
Well, Preston, with that being said, I just wanted to thank anybody for listening and supporting us and sticking with us. There's always going to be a show every week. They're going to improve. Um, this week we kind of ran short on some time, but we made up for it. And just to follow up, I just want everyone just to this week just to remember to stay a little positive, take a step back whenever you're angry or frustrated, and just take a deep breath. Remember that it's going to be all right. You always make it through it. You made it through it last time. You're going to make it through it again. Keep working towards what you love, and good things will happen. Stay happy.
Yeah, I love it. That's good. That's good. You nailed it. Well, brother, you have a good
You
night.
as well.
You have a good day. Safe travels.
Later, guys.
Later.